Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And before I forget, happy holidays to everybody. So we're entering that time of year, and we still are getting cars. So I'd like to show you a car we recently acquired that's kind of a special find. So come on over and take a look at it. The car is a 1966 Jaguar E-Type. It is the Coupe, and it is the 2+2 Coupe. So I know that in the Jaguar E-Type range, the 2+2 gets knocked because it's taller, it's longer, all of those things. I personally always like these cars. I like the structural integrity. I love driving them, the coupes. I actually like the extra space inside. But it is what it is. It's a 66 E-Type Coupe 2+2. It is a triple carb car, of course. It is a covered headlight car. This car in particular, we were approached. It was in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour away from us. Sadly, the owner had passed away. So we purchased this car from the family. We actually purchased a couple cars, a TR6 and an older MG TD that will be coming up shortly. So I was not able to talk to the previous owner at all, but I was able to get some history on the car. It is a numbers matching car. So the engine is correct and original, the transmission, all original. It was restored a long time ago. It's an older restoration that I'll show you some details. Overall is holding up very well. But this is one of those cars, the minute I drove it, you can tell it's just a good car. It was a well done restoration to this day. It drives beautifully. Please take the time and look at our driving video closely. The shifting is wonderful on the car. I've had a bunch of Jaguars. I still own 2 Jaguars myself. And a good running E-Type, an early E-Type, is just a joy when they've been maintained. So let's start with the defects on the car. The paint is older. We have some bubbling here on the hood, on the bonnet, right here. The paint overall, and this is the original color to the car. So I think it's desert sand, but I know I'll be corrected by the Jaguar crowd. It's a gorgeous color. It's a cinnamon sand color, tan, essentially. Overall, the paint has some flaws. It has the bubbles here. It has something has happened to it here on the cowl. So you either call it patina and like it, or you get parts of the car painted. It's holding up well. When the car was restored, it clearly was a total everything off the body paint. There's no overspray anywhere on all the rubber molding, the chrome trim. So when the car was restored, it was very well done. Let's take a look under the bonnet, and we will be posting extensive photos of the car. But there's a lot of items on the car when you look at it. Like this, the heater box is still glossy and gorgeous. The rivets are nice. Over on that side, the carburetors are fine. The whole airbox air cleaner assembly, when it was restored, has retained being shiny and black. Radiator header tank was just replaced. The frame is in excellent condition, the subframe. It does have the correct VIN number on the right front picture hanger frame up by the right front wheel. That is all correct. So under the bonnet, it's all nice and neat and in order, and is consistent with the rest of the car. Moving along, when I said the other things, the paint is older. The interior overall is very nice on the car. The door cards are beautiful. It has the Series I hardware. So this car is a Series I car with the 4.2 with the synchromesh transmission, to be clear. The leather, which I believe is original to the car, and I'm guessing when it was restored or at some point, it's shiny now. And the Jaguar leather should not be that shiny. So that's something that could be either restored back to what it was originally. It is the correct leather. It is the correct color. It just has sort of a sheen to it. It's also a car, when you drive this car, everything works on the car, which is another indicator that it's been well cared for. The heater fans work, all the lights work, the heater itself works. Everything is working on this car, which is, honestly, as we all know, pretty unusual. The shut seams are nice. I think they're all factory shut seams, the way the E-Types were built originally, and overall very nice. The car is wearing Michelin tires, which we're going to leave alone. The tread is fine. They're older tires, but I'd rather leave it to the next owner to decide what direction they want to go. Michelins, Continentals, Vredesteins, whatever. Coming along the back of the car, chrome and everything is very nice. I would argue that this is probably original chrome. The original Jaguar chrome has kind of a different glow to it, which this car has. So I think we're looking at original chrome. Recently, the fellow that I bought the car from, the guy that passed away, he bought the car in 2013, November 2013. He bought it from Dean at Motor Cars Incorporated, located in Plainville, Connecticut, who is well known for servicing and selling a lot of high-quality Jaguars. I spoke to Dean about this car just earlier today, and like me, Dean immediately said, I remember that car. He said he's only sold one cinnamon desert sand colored coupe in all the years of selling Jaguars, so it stood out. The color combination is stunning. And right away, he said that was a great car. It was a really nice car. He instantly remembered something he sold 10 years ago. The car was previously owned by Fred Thompson, who apparently was well known in the New England Jaguar car club collecting group. And I think Fred was known for having good, solid cars. So the car was owned by Fred Thompson, and then Dean sold it at Motor Cars, and Dean sold it to Chris Neff in Pennsylvania, who is the fellow who passed away. So we have a nice history on the car. Coming along here, and I always like this on the coupes, this cool rear area. All of this is in great condition, very typical of the car. When I lift this up, and we'll take individual pictures, we have the original jack, we have the full toolkit, we have a new gas tank that was installed at some point, shiny and clean and nice. So the whole car, I mean, clearly, it's an older restoration, but what a great patina, and what a neat driving car. And of course, the 2+2, that the rear seat does the cool flips forward, flips back to give you more or less space in the storage area. Coming along this side of the car, it's the same thing. Passenger door card is very nice. All the hardware is gorgeous, just really nice. And we do believe it's an original 61,000-mile car. We have an older title from Florida, which is showing it at 47,000 miles, and then it was sold in 2013, and it's showing 57,000 miles. Now it has 61,000 miles. So that's all consistent and correct. And that's how the car feels when you drive it. It just has the feel of a car that the mileage matches. Coming along this side, I'll just show you again because we've got the cool triple carbs. And the details, looking down here, nicely riveted on identification plate, all the correct original numbers on the car, and you can just see how clean and nice all of this is. So again, older restoration, nicely maintained. We saw in the service records, which we'll be posting all of this, in the 10 years or so that the fellow in Pennsylvania owned the car, he did a lot of nice improvements. He installed a new stainless steel exhaust system, so you'll see in the photos that was all done in the last 10 years. Fuel tank sending unit, carbs rebuilt, some suspension stuff, the usual bits and pieces, a new electronic fuel pump, just things that obviously he's maintaining the car and drove the car. So we will have a very realistic reserve on this car. It's an opportunity to get into a triple carb, glass covered, early E-Type, wonderful history, beautiful, gorgeous, outstanding color combination. The car stands out everywhere. In a ready-to-use car. This car just drives beautifully. The wonderful Jag straight six sweet sound these cars make. So please take the time, look at the driving video, look at all of our photos. We'll take extensive photos of the floors, all the usual places. I think there will be no surprises on this car. And we're hoping to people coming, inspecting it, taking a look at it. And I hope we find a good home for this great, great E-Type car. Thanks for taking the time. And again, happy holidays, everybody.